What's up, guys? It is Tuesday the 10th, and I'm just going to start this video off and point out the damn obvious, this sumbitch right here on my nose. You know, you think that you get 48 years old, you're not going to be dealing with acne and crap like that. But because I'm 48 years old, I decided to make a choice in my life to do something different. So a year ago, this week starts, it really ends a year journey that I've been on. You know, I was at an event where a guy by the name of Eddie Wilson, and he's one of these guys. He's like the one guy in my life. If Eddie says do it, I just freaking do it. I'll give a damn what it is because it's always worked out to my benefit. He's one of those kind of guys. It just does for everybody, and he's successful as all hell. So Eddie was on stage, and the guy was in really, really good shape. He brought two guys up on stage, said, "Hey, here's his trainers. Here's the people he reports to." I'm like, hell, I'm just doing that. I texted those guys. And literally, I was 212 pounds, and I sat there in that audience. I sit in front of you right now, 182 pounds. These guys completely transformed my life just with what they gave me in an app. So, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. I went through all kinds of crap to get here, but I would say I'm in the best shape of my existence. And if you look back over the history, I've been in really, really good shape. But 2008, motorcycle accident, 17 broken bones, 2 torn shoulders, had to have both of those repaired. I finally got through all the crap of having these torn shoulders in the, well, I think this one was torn in 2018, got it repaired in 2020, all the long rehab. Once that rehab is done, Eddie showed me those guys. I jumped on that. They took care of me. I'm sitting where I'm sitting now, extremely happy with where I am. But the one thing that came from that is, when you get to older ages, they connect you with certain people with supplements, and these doctors, one of the prescriptions they gave me was testosterone. So what the hell, right? I didn't know what that shit does. Now, I did know somewhat, but I didn't know about that whole acne thing that it gets going on. Man, last week I had one right in my forehead, looked like a freaking unicorn. Didn't bother me because I wear a hat. Now I got the Rudolph shit going on. Is what it is. The thing that's the worst, and I don't mind taking my shirt off now because everything, abs, the whole works, I'm very, very happy, but I don't want to turn it around because I look like a black and white leopard. So that's another shit part of it. So I don't know how to get rid of this crap. I'm working on it, doing all the things I can. I just figured I'd point out the obvious because it's staring right at me, right? So it's almost bigger than my face, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hit on that. Now, I'm going to get completely away from that, get to where we should be, which is talking about the market. Now, this week, today is the 10-year Treasury auction. So everybody talks about the 10-year. Everybody focuses on the 10-year, where it drives interest rates. Again, guys, it doesn't drive interest rates. The 10-year is the most published bond out there that I'm aware of, the one that's discussed the most. Mortgage-backed securities, where interest rates come from, the supply of money in the mortgage-backed security and the demand on that money will determine the interest rates. That is another long-term bond, 30-year bond, 15-year bond. You got the 2 years, the 7 years, the 5 years, the 10 years. Those are bonds. Because somebody puts their money in, you have a contract for how long it takes to get your money back out once it's put to use. 10 years, same thing. It's the 10-year Treasury. It's to the government. They will pay you back a rate of return over a 10-year period. Okay, so everybody tracks the 10-year because it's widely published. The MBS, or mortgage-backed security, has not been widely published before. So as a result of that, people would follow the one thing they could follow. Now we can actually see if you go to mortgagenewsdaily.com, you can actually see the mortgage-backed securities trading. Now we're going to go ahead and do our screen share like we normally do. We're going to look at the charts, and this is what you'll see when you go to Mortgage News Daily and go to MBS, and you choose the UMBS 30, right? It's actually the 5.5 is what you want to look for. You will see this. And what every single day is, every day is represented with one of these candlesticks. Right now, today, we're in a little bit lower position where we peaked out. Now, if you look back where we talked about last few days, we're up in this spot, really, really good position. But like I kept saying, this is a formidable freaking ceiling, and we've hit it and come off of it. We don't have good enough news to push through that. It takes a lot of news to push through that. But the benefit we have here, we've gotten above this particular line, which used to be a ceiling. Here is the Fibonacci level. We've gotten above it. And we're now look like we're settling in above. And now we have a head and shoulders pattern. Can be a negative, right? This head and shoulders pattern could push us down. So I'm going to stay in a locking bias. I'm going to say that we want to lock here. One benefit, though, we do have this level here, this support. We have all the moving averages except for the 200-day. All these other moving averages as support. So, but the one thing I don't like, if you look here, we have a negative stochastic crossover. We got the three-day moving average. And then you see the trend line of how things are working. Look, we got this crossover. Usually you get a negative crossover. Look how it drops. Look how it drops. We got a negative crossover. So I'm not convinced that we're going to stay in a positive position. I think that we need to be locking here. That's what I would be doing if it was from my own personal deal. Now, you do what you want. You're the CEO of your real estate investment business. Talk to Scotty, make the decisions. Your decision, not ours. Not tomorrow. What is it? Today's Tuesday. Oh, it's a 3-year chair auction. We got Fed Powell's comments today. Tomorrow's a 10-year auction. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong calendar. And then Thursday, we get CPI. I don't know how it's going to shake out. CPI is a big market mover, so we see how things go out there. So, be careful. I'm going to focus on the locking piece of it. CPI could come in way off and it punches up above the ceiling we're at right now. But I don't know. That's a strong freaking ceiling. We hit that thing like 8 times and we haven't been able to break it. So I don't know that we're going to break it. I'm really thinking the weight of the market's pulling downward. And I'm going to say that I would prefer to lock if it was me. You do what you want to do, but I would prefer to lock. Thanks, guys. I will talk to you guys on Friday.